Okay. Good evening, everyone. Yes, it is the Miss Universe season, and this is our first attempt. We've tried, not our first attempt. What do you think, Mel?
We've been
And
trying for You guys can call me Emma. So we've been trying to do this for a very, very long time, but I think we
almost
got
more than a year, in fact,
more than a
even
year.
before
I think
Harna's,
before Harnaz.
before
Yeah,
Harna's
we were supporting
came.
Harnaz and we thought we would do it before Harnaz went for Miss
I
Universe,
wish,
and
I wish we had done it. I wish we
we
had
didn't.
done it. Anyways, better late than never. So it is the Miss Universe season, and we thought that we finally should just talk about it.
Oh,
And you know,
absolutely.
uh, we're just newbies, and we love your suggestions. But I think let's just keep it like a conversation. Like we don't know that the camera is being recorded, and this is Zoom
Hmm.
call. We're just talking like the way we do, unfiltered. Just a bit of disclaimer. This is not to hurt anyone. This is just the way we are, and if um, we unintentionally end up being in the wrong side of people's books, we apologize. This is nothing to do with a particular country or a particular candidate. It's just the way we have been. In fact, I've been a keen pageant vet. What I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I've really followed the pageant ever since 1993. I think that was the first time Miss World, in fact, came on Star TV, and since then started a ritual of watching and following contestants and trying to understand what's the method to their madness. How can we get the crown? And then when Sushmita and Ash won, it was like a boom.
Hmm.
They were pretty much like goddesses, and I think it's been there, and it's like been so many years, more than 25 years. I would
No.
believe that this is almost.
94 she won. I was 14, I think. Yeah, I was four. When Aishwarya won, I was 14, I remember. Yeah.
Anyways, let's not waste the time of our audiences, and let's just talk about, I think, the first important thing that I think most of the pageant bloggers are talking about is the fact that we have a new Miss Universe owner, 100% ownership, first woman, first transgender from Thailand. Lots of new changes happening, and sometimes it's just too difficult to comprehend. um, whether it will work, it will not work. Then a diehard, you know, Miss Universe fan, I was initially quite hopeful because the way the pageant and the whole organization was going, especially from 2019 onwards, uh, the promise that IMG had of basically turning around from what a Trump era was, where everything was only about good looks, and the fittest bodies. With IMG coming, there was a promise of really infusing the whole empowerment of women and what they are beyond what they look. And it really didn't reach the level of superstardom that because they're a modeling agency, as well as they do basically PR for all the some of the big stars. That really didn't translate into the Miss Universe section of their business.
Hmm.
So
True.
I knew that this wasn't sustainable. But so when the first time they announced that it's sold. In fact, there were rumors that there were talks of it being under the hammer of being sold. But when the actual news come out, I was quite happy, especially when I knew it's a Thai owner, and it's a transgender woman, and it's 100% ownership. So at all levels, this excited me, because Thailand really prepares its delegates so well. When we looked at the 2018 contest, where Catriona won, the stage, the lighting, the Neo's performance, everything was just too good. So when it was a pet peeve of, I think, to most of us pageant fanatics, that the production value that Miss Universe gives is really deteriorating compared to some of the other newbies like Miss Grand. So, you know, we were there, in fact, in October.
I do. This was my first, just so you guys know, this was the first ever pageant I saw in my life. I'm a newbie to the pageantry world, and I've learned everything from my bestie, and it's through him that I've got to know a lot about what happens in backstage, and this is probably why I think we both need to talk today and share a lot of our views and insights as well. Miss Grand International was fantastic. The show, I have never seen what goes on in a beauty pageant when you're actually there sitting live. So it was like unbelievable. It was a fantastic experience. And from all the things that I've seen online and on the telly, none of it was as grand as what this show was. It was beautifully organized. I did have a huge issue with the judging because I did not find any of it making any sense till the final winner, of course, but it was beautiful, no doubt. So this does, and they do have Miss Grand International. I think we've discussed it. Guru and I have discussed that. We have felt that there is going to be this huge competition between these two pageants because Miss Grand is trying to kind of come up now, and there has been this hint that they want to take over Miss Universe in terms of popularity. So I want to know, Guru, what do you think with all this taking over that's happening with Anne and all the first question I want to ask you is that basically with all this going on, do you think Miss Grand is actually going to beat Miss Universe now? They will have a chance of doing that?
No, I wouldn't say it's. I think not, at least right now. I need to give at least a 1 year, at least this year and the next year, to Miss Universe's new organization to really let them settle down in the thick of things. Because right now I feel, and it's a personal victory for Anne. That she's you can see the passion to the extent of, as if it's her personal achievement, which is great because we need someone with that, someone who's really mad about uh, pageants. However, it shouldn't last beyond the first season of it organizing, the universe pageant. Because I believe it's a high for her. Let her just settle down. If the same, egocentricity remains in the second in 2023, when it's in Thailand and everything is center stage with her being the face, then we really need to talk.
Hmm. That's
Because
what
the way things
I.
are right now, it's good that she is bringing things to the limelight. We'll talk of the crown, we'll talk of the sash, but it can't be her show. It's the women.
Hmm. Mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
know
I think that's what I've been reading online with a lot of comments on her post as well from all you pageant lovers, where you're calling her self-obsessed. But here's what I feel. I do agree with you that we need to give her at least 2 years for her to get into her zone, and let's see what she's going to make out of the pageant, how she's going to revive it, revamp it, maybe make it better, maybe make it worse. But I do have this feeling that she is treating it like her new bought toy, like it's my toy, I'm going to play with it the way I want with it. And I think that's what she's going to start, we fear that she's going to start you know make it everything about herself and her own, and then it's just going to kind of ruin the whole thing of diversity, and the fact that is she going to be tolerant and accepting about every country and everybody else. I think that's where we kind of seeing some changes and issues now, especially with the current Miss Universe, and she is
yeah,
being more.
it's so interesting. If you remember, when we were at Grand and they showed us this video of MU and it being crashed,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
for the initially we thought that it's only for the audience here, and it's not going to be there on
yeah,
YouTube
that's what we
for everyone.
yeah, yeah.
And like, you can't imagine the kind of energy, or people were like really clapping, or they were going in the same hall. There was such energy when this came, because it was such a shocker, and it was so in your face that we all know what MU is, and pretty much through something on top of it, and then get it. And the very next day, we get to know that there is a new Thai owner.
Yes, yes.
So
So
it's very, whether they knew about this, was it
this was, I think,
insider
a personal
trading or what?
jibe. It was not Miss Universe again, competing with Miss Grand. I think it was Anne again, the entire Miss Grand International organizer. So yes, I think they knew very well, and this was something they knew that I think they know something we don't. in terms of how, we are all fearing there's going to be some, her being very biased as well. I do see that a little bit. Will her competitors like Philippines, are we going to see them in top 20 now? Are we going to see other countries come in top 20s that have been making it for a while now? These are all questions I want to know. I mean, and I don't know what's going to happen. And more importantly, are we going to see new countries coming in top 20 now because she's come in? Or somebody that's never got a chance before than the favorite. So the favoritism thing might go away now. So this is what I feel. What do you feel about
I know, I agree, because you see, uh, after during Trump's era, there were certain countries which placed, and we never understood why. There were delegates like Republic. There was Ukraine, which would just be there, and but they would be eliminated within the first swimsuit round. Now, secondly, in the IMG era, we saw clearly there was Philippines winning 2 crowns, and then we see South Africa winning 2 crowns. And the whole narrative about Miss Universe became, confidently beautiful. No, beautifully confident. Yeah. So, so it was all about empowerment. It's all about, even the rounds they changed. They had more emphasis on, the speech and how well they can be a spokesperson for the Miss Universe organization rather than a fashion model, on magazines. So that was a shift that happened during the IMG era. Now, Anne calls the person to be a transformational woman, right? We really need to have an understanding of what transformational means to her, because that will really define who will be, selected, or how countries should navigate in terms of preparing their candidates. When we look at Miss World, it's all about beauty with a purpose, and that's the reason why all our delegates are making these projects and helping people out, because that's the core of the ethos of Miss World. When it came here, it was all about how you can empower women, how you can be a voice, and you can use this platform to amplify your existing projects. It was not about swimsuits and how many, your statistics. So that'll define. In fact, I was hearing, and is it that she wants a transgender woman? That's why it's transformational. There was one confusion there. But if transformational is anything that she has gone through, yes, her life has been full of struggles. In fact, I was watching an interview where you really see where that burning torch of, I need to, create my own throne. I need to create my own legacy. And somehow I feel that has pushed her to where she's reached, which is great. But I still see that fire not coming from a good space. It comes from a bitter space. What do you think?
I that's exactly, you hit the nail on the head. I just, so you guys know, I am a spiritual healer, so I can sense energies out. So when it's fueled from something negative or ego or something with a lot of arrogance, so and she has a very self-centered nature, that's a given. And yes, so well, you'll see my crystals, and so I do a lot of crystal healings as well. So I can sense that there's nothing positive coming out of it, and we do want to see a lot of inclusion in the contestants and in categories, and it's beautiful to see curvy women as well, transgender women. I mean, it's wonderful to see all this, but that's not a crutch for a contestant to win or qualify or be on the top, to be chosen to be that. That's the reason why I made it to top 20. I want the fact that everybody is included, everybody's there, everyone's treated equally. And like I said, like you said, Gotham, what is going to be the new narrative of how she's going to choose the winner? She said there's a new format. So is the judging going to change? What are they evaluating the contestants on now? What is the purpose of the purpose behind the beauty, and whatever you call it? What's that going to be like in Miss Universe now? This is confusing.
For this contest on 14th, they've already decided the format, which is again swimsuits, evening gown, final question. So how do the judges assess transformation here, or transformation someone that's really out of the world. Because at least for this batch, I
Yeah.
think not just to the contestants, uh, but also to the national directors, also to us fans, where is this Miss Universe boat being steered? And talking of steering and the waves, what is your view on the new crown? The
Oh,
Mawab 6 million.
okay. All right. So you guys, I just said that I'm into crystal healing and everything. So the first thing, the sapphire is a very negative stone. If it doesn't work with you, it can really harm you. But having said that, the crown does not have a positive energy. It's a force for good, I think. That's the theme of the crown.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think there's anything good in that force, honestly. I am sensing a lot of weird energies around it. But then I think it's all about her again. She loves blue, and she was wearing a sapphire pendant. I remember at the unveiling, if you noticed.
Yeah,
So she was all about it. Okay, like that's just has to be on my head. I think the only thing left in that show was to her pick it up and put it on her head, and that was it. So that was just the way she was looking at it. It just did not feel anything that is representing what Miss Universe should have been, or how it's been all the years before, the crowns before that have represented the women that they wanted to kind of show the world that this is how they are. And like you said, in the judging thing, they have the same format. But then again, transformational woman, is she going to be partial to women who have struggled through life and made something out of themselves or transformed themselves or have a sad story to themselves, and only they are going to come to
I'm just
celebrity?
thinking, I'm just thinking like the way we have in our reality singing shows,
Yeah,
where
like
everyone who shows that,
sad,
I could
crying,
not
I
speak
didn't
and
have
I have
food and
crutches,
I'm
I
there. I mean,
could
it's
not.
like, yeah, I mean, everyone struggles in their
Because
life.
she wants to
And
do a reality show as well. If you remember, she said that there has to be a road to Miss Universe, which is a reality show, which she wants to do because she comes from a production house of video content.
Mhm.
So it has to be marketable. They want to, launch makeup and beauty products as well, and at the
Mhm.
same time transformational.
See, that
When I
becomes gimmicky again. So, I mean,
correct. So
everyone
where does these two
suffers,
fit in?
everyone suffers equally. Some people don't. Some people have normal lives, but that doesn't mean their struggles in life aren't important. If somebody is slightly privileged and somebody is not, the point is, what are you evaluating them? What are you judging them on? What is it, that criteria you're looking for, that quality you want your Miss Universe to represent? That is what I want to see. Everyone is struggling in their lives today. After the pandemic, I think we all are struggling in our lives, and we all should be treated normally and equally. So the point is, I don't want this, and I feel, there's going to be this crutch, like, oh, she had a bad life, so she comes to come forward, and the other one who's really worked hard is not going to get that spot. This is where I feel the transformational woman thing is a very sketchy thing, and it's just, let's see what happens.
On the crown, I had one comment I'd written somewhere. Wait, check my notes.
I think also said this. If you guys have watched the HP Potter series, you would notice that the crown looked like the Horcrux of Helena Ravenclaw, and I was like, okay, that's negative. I didn't.
Yeah. So
I
what I
didn't like
was saying was, while I love the meaning behind it, that there is going to be resistance and the waves are going to be just breaking free. The thought of serpents on the crown's
Mm,
base, which talks of status quo, but diamond itself, has always been a symbol of purity, of shining. We say
mm,
shine bright like a diamond. All of the previous crown, the diamond had another. You've been talking about the clarity, and you've talking about the unity.
mm.
Now the same thing, serpents again is a negative thing. You don't need to put a negative thing on her head.
No, no.
I think from that point of view, and I also just feel I would love to see someone wearing the crown on her head, because while sitting it looks a bit timid, it looks a bit like a tiara. What I loved about the Mickey Moto crown, though, even uh, the Mickey Moto crown got a lot of backlash when it was launched, but because they said it's too front heavy, there's nothing behind. It's just like those
The phoenix feather
peacock
one, right?
feathers. The
Phoenix,
peacock
yeah,
feather,
yeah.
correct, yeah. Compared to the rhinestone, which is like the chandelier one.
Mm,
So I am saying, okay, not, something is better than nothing. I think we
mm,
as beggars can't be choosers. I loved the way in few of the occasions they gave the audience the right to choose. So they did a
mm,
poll. They had three versions, and you decide. This was in 2009, when I think Stephanie, uh, from Venezuela got the back-to-back. So
Oh,
that is
yeah.
another thing. But I've seen whenever a new crown is placed, it's never been lucky for the winner. So at least the last few, when the Phoenix crown was put on Russia's head, she was dethroned. Okay. After
Oh,
that,
why was she dethroned? I
this,
forgot this. Oh, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
there was this whole thing that Donald Trump said she's the worst Miss Universe and she did not complete her duties. Some people were saying that she was living. She was having a sugar daddy. Some was talking about the fact that she was married or some was pregnant. So
Mhm.
that really didn't work out. Then next was when this Stephanie Fernandez fell. It fell on the ground,
It
so it broke.
fell. Yes.
Then there was another one, which is this most recent one when Zoe won, and then the pandemic. She was like pretty much arrested in the house for the next 2 years. So it went on for all these people who've won the crown for the
Oh,
first
yes.
time. It's not been the most easiest journey for them. But anyhow, let's see how it works out. But I think one thing is both, me and Emma have been talking about is harnas, and that's one thing that we as Indians who really, really, I'm telling you, really like heart and soul, we were behind her during the coronation night. Maybe we'll post one or two
Yeah,
videos.
we'll try and don't put the
Let's see
embarrassing ones, please,
if
where I'm
if they
crying.
if we get some good reactions, we'll send it. Okay.
Yeah.
So if and how this last post, this news, how she has just been sidelined.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
I have not seen her in anything, any promotional posts, even for Christmas, nothing. There
Nothing.
was absolutely nothing, and it's she's been sidelined, and she did not come for the. I was shocked she did not come for the wearing of the new crown, and I think Hana should have been holding the new crown ideally,
Which
and
is which has been the tradition for the last few crowns. It's the reigning Miss Universe has to be given that
yes,
credit, that aura that she is the one. It's not the owner. You can't be talking
yeah,
about blue because you like blue. The crown is blue, the dress is blue, and then even the staging is, she mentioned that you'll see a lot of blue.
hmm.
What is the symbolism of blue? Blue is not the universe, it's the earth. Either you become Miss Earth saying that earth is blue, 70% of it is water, so we
Hmm,
are doing it.
hmm, hmm.
Universe is universe, yeah.
I know.
So
I think it's always been a gold influence with universe, and I don't know. I'm really
it's,
not
it's
happy to
pretty
be
neutral.
honest.
It's neutral. I just have seen, either it's gold or it's silver, just neutral, which, as crowns, it's also easier for us fans and also for the women to define their evening gowns. Now we'll see most of the evening gowns will be all around blue. You know why? As in gift that
I
some people love. They would want to experiment because it looks good on their thing, but it'll not match with the. It'll just restrict our contestants' choices to really do what they
So
want
you
to. So
think
from I think that
the
point of view.
swimsuits, do you I have this feeling that the swimsuits, which usually is a neutral color with unless they do a section of different colors or a hue of colors, it'll be blue, light blue, dark blue, navy blue, baby
It
blue.
could be, even if there are colors, they would all want to wear blue just to appease madam.
Probably, yeah.
You know, this will give us some brownie points. But there are few times in this whole interview where you can clearly see that she's too full of herself when she talks about that the Mawad family is 70 years old and I'm grandmother of 70 years old and we are creating a legacy. And the way she,
Oh my
that
God, her laugh.
laughter is
Can we talk about her laughter? Oh my God, the creepiest thing I have heard in a long time. Trust me. There's some, like I said, if you guys have been watching this and been following it and can sense energies, trust me, you would have felt it. If not, go find that video, click on it and watch her laugh and tell me what you feel.
very,
It's
very.
just, yeah, it's a very disturbing thing, the whole thing. I'm not even happy about it. And there was a rumor, Guru, I'm not sure if it's still there, where they were saying the crowning will be done by Anne. This one,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to know what. the truth about
So I
this.
think if you look at her being a transformational Buddha, yes, she's transformed herself. But when we see now, you just can't be resting on your laurels. How you represent yourself today
Yes,
is
yes.
what would continue your legacy. I looked at, looking back at Christmas, nothing from, Harnas being sidelined. All I see is just a Christmas tree and a Merry Christmas.
Mm.
Whereas we've seen all our past Miss Universe winners talking about happy holidays. This is it's a global time for people to just have it easy. I just feel that she's not in a good space. Uh, Compared to that, when we look at Anne's, Insta stories, there are about 100 of them
Mm.
uh, with gifts, with the child, with one gift, with two gifts, posing. This is what I'm getting for Christmas. It's extreme. And where I see is that it shouldn't come up as it's her personal accessory. Miss Universe is just not anyone's. Just because she owns it doesn't mean that she can take at least the honor of the current Miss Universe.
She is going to be biased. I think this is something we all have been sensing with all the comments and the videos that we've been watching for a while now, and that's why we came today and we're like, okay, we got to do this. We can't keep quiet anymore. I think there's just almost less than a month for the next pageant, and I said, well, we have to speak out now. It is going to be biased, and I don't, and to be honest, I'm going to be saying this to all my sweethearts in Philippines. I am surprised if you guys are not going to make top 20 for a very long time now, and to be honest, I'm really sad about that. I love you guys, and honestly, I do feel that that would happen, and I don't think it should. And honestly, having said that, I don't think India is going to make it for top 20. I mean, till the time
But
I'm alive,
today,
at
today I was
least.
today I was seeing Natalie Glebova and Divita had this interview together, and I really feel this girl is very sorted. She
Divitara,
has better
yes, I
communication. Yeah.
changed my opinion on her. Yes, I agree.
Today,
Yeah.
today, I really felt that this girl knows that she is up for the almost impossible. She's going there knowing that the crown can never be hers.
Hmm.
However,
Hmm.
being able to still channel her energy and to show the improvement, there could be people would not take that much of effort, but I can clearly see whether it has her catwalk, whether the way she's grounding herself, be it in terms of her styling. I'm really looking forward to her national costume, where she says it's going to be grand. It's something to do with divinity. So probably I could see a goddess. Maybe she'll come as Ma Durga or someone. So that could be
I
interesting. And she
I
has
do
two
love the
gowns.
yeah, I do think she's gonna do a deity thing. And I think maybe goddess Lakshmi or Durga. I think it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be elaborate as well. I have a lot of other questions from the second half of the video. So we're gonna take a break because I need to make a bit of coffee, and we're gonna come back in like for you seconds, for us 5 minutes. So anything,
Okay.
and we got a lot of things to share with you as well. So before we forget
It's
to
Miss
tell you,
Universe season.
like and subscribe to our channel,
See
hit the bell button for all the notifications, and we'll catch you back in a second.
Shukriya.